Hello everybody and welcome to another list video. Today we're going to be talking about our favorite 2 experience cards. If you don't know what those are the cards that cost 2 experience. You come here for the most important facts and advice for this game, and that might have been our most important and most factual. Bryn, why don't you tell us what your number 5 most favorite 2 experience cost card is?
I've got the Swift Reload. No, I don't think this is one of the best cards in the game, or even anywhere near it. But it feels real good to play. You know, the game has a sick sense of humor sometimes, and they're like, here's a big monster because you just fired the last bullet out of your gun, and you're like, just kidding, I brought more bullets. Like some sort of a sane person. This card pretty close to single-handedly empowers an entire green archetype to exist.
Sick, yeah. I'll be honest. Anytime you play Swift Reload, I get happy. I'm like, his gun's not out of bullets.
Yeah. Look, more bullets.
Wow, I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, it's like getting to pay 2 experience to put more copies of your good guns in your deck.
Yeah, yeah. My number 5 is Safeguard. I've been doing a lot of the two-handed solo content on the channel, and while I've always thought that Safeguard was a good, very strong, very fun card for your Guardian, playing with it a bunch, it just feels so nice. And then every time you don't have to spend actions moving, and you just get to like fight a monster, or alternatively like do a bunch of stuff and then move to a location where you have a certain special weapon, and then you just like hang out there, and then your seeker walks away and you just get to come with them and then still fight the dude in the enemy phase. It's just, you can do so much fun with Safeguard while also keeping people safe. And I, as people on this channel know, the viewers, I associate a lot of my like of this game from memories I have of this game. And Travis never taking a move action as Carolyn Fern is a new great memory of mine. So it has, Safeguard also has that going for it as well.
That was a good time.
Travis, what's your number 5?
This is Backpack. This card I actually haven't played with a ton, as it only came out in the Return to the Forgotten Age, which, while that was over a year ago, I haven't played with those cards much. This card's like really good. Being able to search the top 12 cards of your deck for like items enables a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally be able to do, or at least not do consistently for some investigators. Like Prepare for the Worst is a Steeple Guardian card, and it searches the top 9. And you're like, this will get me a weapon. This will find you wherever you want, man. 12 cards, and it can get up to 3 cards. Like, it's so good. And the only cost is your body slot. And like, there's only a few body slot cards that you'd rather play than this.
Yeah, yeah. Sick. All right, Bryn, what is your number 4 favorite 2 experience cost card?
I got the 45 automatic. This one's pretty new, but you get to shoot people while they're down real good. You know, after you successfully evade, you also get to shoot once for free, and you get to do a +2 punch and deal an extra damage if they're evaded. The majority of green characters do not have a stat line like Tony Morgan's. And evading is much easier for them. This is just a way to help make sure that the evade sticks.
Yeah. It's what we call permanent evade.
Yeah. There are a lot of investigators like Trish and Finn who get to evade for free, and other ones who just have a big foot score. And +2 can make just about anyone's punch like at least vaguely serviceable.
And like
Cultist or whatever.
Yeah. It's just neat.
And like while the level 0 one still can get the work done, like it's a big improvement from the level 0 to the level 2. Like you really feel the improvement going up there. Feels
Yes,
nice.
sir. Free fight actions are free fight actions.
Speaking of free fight actions, my number 4 and Travis's number 4 is Survival Knife. I'll go first quickly for mine, why I like this card. There was a run I did recently where I was Zoe Samaras as the fighter. And I was at a point where I had one survival knife in play, and then I had 2 weapons in hand, one of which was like an enchanted blade that was going to do a lot of work, and the other one was a second copy of survival knife. And I remember asking chat, I was like, chat, my gut is telling me right now the correct choice is play the survival knife. And somebody said 2 survival knives is never a bad choice. And then they said after, but I make poor decisions. But at that point, I already committed and played the second survival knife. And it felt so good to not waste actions fighting and just like doing everything else to get the game going. And then the last thing I do is like, I'll move into this location with an enemy. Or hey, I'll grab this enemy that's taking my Kluver hostage right now. And then my Kluver is going to walk around and I'm just going to safeguard with them and then stab people to death with my survival knife. It's just like how, Bryn, you hate investigating. I think I don't like fighting. So that's why survival knife's really sick for me. Travis, what about you?
Like it because it's just like a really really good offhand weapon. I think it's the best. It might be the best like sort of offhand weapon in the game. It fits in really nicely because basically it gives you an extra action if you can't kill all the enemies you're engaged with, right? Mm-hmm. It pairs well with any kind of weapon that has uses or charges where you can use the +2 punch, which is pretty good to just like chunk down the odd health off of enemies or single health enemies you don't want to waste your actual uses on. Again, it gives you that extra 2 damage on the retaliate. Not when enemies retaliate, mind you, but like, I mean, you retaliate against them when they attack you. And then it's also really nice for the ammo conservation thing that I mentioned in like big gun builds where you can just pack around your Thompson or your lightning gun or whatever, or your bandolier and have a survival knife in it. Great card.
Great card. All right, Bryn, what is your number 3?
I've got the enchanted armor. This one you can play it under anybody's control. They have to be at your location, and then it soaks asterisk and asterisk. Whenever damage would be assigned to it, the person who played it has to test Brain X, where X is the amount of damage and horror that is currently on it. If you fail, then it's discarded, and the damage that would have just been placed on it must be placed somewhere else. But if you pass, you just get to ignore it. And it's I make no secret of the fact that I like to play Will Yorick. This card is even better there because sometimes you discard it and you're just like, whatever, let's go kill that man.
Yeah.
He's got another one inside him, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you made me a believer with how much you protected Travis. You did so much.
Yeah. I think, like this card does just get better if you're playing it with a character who actually has like not 3 willpower. Mm-hmm. You can pass more tests with less effort.
Yeah.
It is not super good on the harder difficulties of the game. It will often take no damage, and you will have paid 2 XP, 1 money, and a card from your hand for nothing. Which is like a definite downside, but when this card is cool, it's real cool.
Yeah. My number 3 is Deduction level 2. This card's just freaking great, man. Like, I don't have much more to say other than the fact that every time I draw a deduction, I'm like, yes! It's also practice, so it has that practice makes perfect thing going for it. And it's just like a staple in the yellow decks I play, or even in the investigators that are off yellow and can run 0 to 2. You get the deductions, man. You just gotta. That's the rule. Travis, what's your number 3?
This is leadership. this is a fantastic economy card, and I've played this card actually a ton, and not partially because it's practiced, and getting this off practice make perfect feels so good. You basically you can throw it at any test if you just need a small boost or like a little bit of resources. But where it really shines is you can basically make one of your teammates. You can just like force them to pass a brain test with +3.
Them.
And like even if it's not a brain test, you can still toss it to them for an unexpected courage on any test. And if they succeed, you both get 2 resources. That's so good.
Yep.
That's so much value for no actions. Like, and blue needs their resources, man. I've never played this card and felt bad about it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Sick. All right, Bryn, what is your number 2 favorite 2 cost experience card? I lost the will to speak there.
Got the blackjack. Not to be confused with blackjack level 0, which I will never play, ever. This one gives you +2. You fight for +2, and then if you succeed, you get an extra damage. It does if assuming that the enemy is engaged with one of your teammates. If you fail, the attack does not do any damage at all.
Disaster.
Yeah, which I mean, like, on the one hand, it's like, how are you supposed to accidentally kill Justin with that? On the other hand, 2 XP for a melee weapon that just gives you +2 and +1 damage. Like, sure, sometimes you gotta have some weird conversations with your cleaver where, like, no, just engage this enemy, don't be a baby.
Yeah. And then you miss.
I need you to do that.
Then you miss all 3 attacks, and then you say, on the bright side, I dealt you no damage. It's your turn.
Yeah, look, I didn't hit you either.
Yeah.
No, but I think this card is pretty neat. If you pair it with the machete, then either you're engaged with the enemy and you get extra damage, or you're not engaged with the enemy and you get extra damage.
Seems like a good deal.
Like,
Yeah, trade offer, no matter what, I deal extra damage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. My number 2 is my boyfriend, Peter Sylvester. I was making the list, and there was that voice in the back of my head, and it sounds an awful lot like Travis, actually, that says, "Hey, Justin, you should stop. What are you doing putting Peter Sylvester in your list?" And then I said, I have to. Like, I still love the card. It still just does so much. It just stops you from dying and gives you a boost to your defensive stats. It's like the perfect survivor defensive card. Yep, I like him. Still do. Still love the guy, and that's why he's my number 2. There's a card I like more. Yes, I know. Scandalous. Let's find out what it is after Travis talks about his number 2.
It gets you 3 clues with 1 action. As practice, you can get it back. It gives you +2 books. Good card. I like it.
Yep. There's not much more to say. There's not much more
that's
to say.
it.
Yep. All right. Let's go to our number 1s. Bryn, what is yours?
I've got the Mauser C96. So you get 5 bullets for 3 money. Firstly, that's amazing. Secondly, you get +2 punch, and if you're playing green and your name is not Tony Morgan, you need that. It just deals +1 damage per shot, and if you succeed by 2 or more, it has additional upside where you can either ready it to shoot again because you must exhaust it as part of the fight action, or you get a money. If you succeed by 4, as unlikely as that may be, you get to do both. So sometimes it's an economy piece, sometimes it's just there for dealing with monsters. Sometimes it's both. I should play with this card a whole lot more than I do. Mm-hmm. There may be a horrible Forgotten Age run where I should have this instead of any of the weapons that are in my deck.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think this gun is really strong, and I like green weapons that don't suck.
I know Travis told us that he wanted to do Innsmouth before we returned to the Forgotten Age return to, because he wanted to try new content. But I know it's just because like he was told to not have his blood pressure go up so high watching Bryn drop his weapon as he turns into a
Yeah.
tree.
Yeah, the artwork on that leadership guy, that's just Travis playing that campaign. Like, don't turn into a tree. Why didn't you bring any guns that do anything? What the hell are you doing?
And Bryn's like, I'm turning into a tree.
I can't hear you.
You know,
I'm a
like
tree.
Brent's actually like just immobile in a pot, and Justin and I are dragging him across the finish line every time.
Oh, I'm excited to finish that one in the future. So that one won't be coming out anytime soon. It'll be after we're gonna do Innsmouth first.
Yeah.
My number one favorite card is Holy Rosary level 2. Not as actually because I mean like the card's great. The card's fantastic. Gives you +1 brain, and then after you succeed a brain test at a treachery, you exhaust it to add 2 blessed tokens to the chaos bag. That's freaking sweet, man. Like Holy Rosary just got even juicier, and it's in the Guardian class. Whereas we were just saying with like the armor, like this, you have a pretty good. There's some people who have some pretty good stats for that, and you also want to pass your treachery card, the treachery tests, and this lets you do that while giving you a little benefit from it. But the real reason why this is my favorite card is the cross-class upgrade, which we've seen it in pieces, but not really seen it in pieces for the gold cards like the Tennessee Sour Mash and the Grizzly Totem that cross into, that split out. But that wasn't really a cross-class upgrade, and that's what like Holy Rosary is really cool for me. And I'd rather see more of that than a bunch of like brand new cards that explore like spaces that a cross-class upgrade could explore. The flavor of it is just really cool to me because like it makes sense like a mystic is getting the brain from this, but also like the fact that now it's like a blessed thing. There's some blessed synergy from it, and it still gets like the brain thing, and it matters for guardians and like the protection guardian. And I want to see more of it. I would love to see more cards that are cross class. And honestly, this actually is probably a great list topic too. Cards that we would love to like that we think would be good cross class upgrades. I just think it's a cool design space that they should definitely explore more, and I would be really sad if they didn't. Travis, what's your number one?
It's War Protection level 2. This has got to be up there for like my most played experience card, if not the top.
If not the most, yeah.
Like, it's so good. It's so efficient. It only costs you 1 horror and 1 resource to stop any problematic treachery cards while it's not peril. It's a spell, it's a spirit, it's got relevant subtypes to commit for a wild if you're desperate or stupid. Like, you get to upgrade it for free with your arcane research. Arcane research.
Yeah,
I always forget which one.
studies is the one that you pay money to be better.
Yeah. It's just, it's so good. Heck
yeah.
It's always good. Like, this is one of the few cards you can just upgrade into. It doesn't matter if you're playing blind, doesn't matter what scenario you're playing. Because there's always cards from the Mythos deck that suck.
Yep.
You just don't have to think about it.
Sick.
I'm done. Yeah.
All right. Those were our top 5 favorite 2 experience cost cards. What are your favorites? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, if you have more ideas for list videos, let us know that. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys very soon for another list video, or hell, just more Arkham Horror content. We release a new video every day, so there's probably going to be something waiting for you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.